What is happening, weight loss warriors? One question a lot of people ask is, have I always been overweight? I wanted to answer that question right after this. Hey, what's going on, weight loss warriors? It's your boy C-Dub. I'm back at it with another video. I wanted to let you guys know whether or not I've been overweight my whole life. And that's a little bit of a tricky question because when I was very young, I definitely was overweight. I don't know about like as a baby, but as a elementary school kid, I always carried extra weight. And my first experience with weight loss came in 7th grade. And what happened in 7th grade was I went out for the football team. And we had a football team, we had a weigh-in. So when I went out for that weigh-in, I was overweight by 30 pounds or so. And so they had 2 weigh-ins in the season because of growth. So the first weigh-in, I was overweight. So I'm not allowed to play, but if I can make weight by the second weigh-in, I'm eligible to play. So my dad and me sat down, we came up with a plan. The plan was basically your typical low-fat diet, cutting sodas out, exercising every day, going to football practice every day, working extremely hard. And bam, 30 pounds came off of me. I was in fantastic shape. I was the biggest kid on the football team, and I was a big kid, not just an overweight kid, but I was a pretty muscular kid. I want to say I was about 135 pounds at that point in 7th grade. I probably looked like a high schooler, you know. So I ran around the field and had a great football year. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to Sean McCallum if you're watching. He's the guy that got me out playing that year. But boy, that was a good little journey. And then the next time, so I eventually obviously put weight right back on. I was up past 180 pounds by 8th grade, and I was not able to play youth league football. So then I got into high school, and I had gotten out of shape again before I really started pushing back into wrestling, because I started wrestling in 1st grade, and I stopped around 8th, and I got back into it in later high school. But I had gained a bunch of weight, and I had gone to science class, and my science teacher was doing a blood pressure clinic, and we were all taking each other's blood pressure, and this guy Ben took my blood pressure, and all of a sudden my blood pressure was sky high. He couldn't even get a reading, so he was like, I don't understand. He called the teacher over. She read it. She was like, this is like 180 over 110. You need to go to a doctor. She told me to leave class. I left class, called my dad. My dad was a pharmacist. He said, there's no way your blood pressure's that high. Go to the pharmacy, stick your arm in one of those machines. I'm sure you guys are a little bit older, remember those things, and they have the blood pressure cup in it, and it does it for you. And he said, if you're anywhere near what she says you are, go to the doctor. Uh-oh. I was 180 over 120 at that point, because now I'm all nervous and everything else. So I headed to the doctor. He made me lay down for a few hours, and he came in, and basically the gist of the story is he said, listen, I can give you blood pressure medicine, and we can start this route, and he said, but I got a feeling you're pushing towards a young death, son. You know, you're obviously partying, you're doing all these things wrong right now in your life, and it's going to catch up to you, and if you want to see 30, you need to change. I went home thinking, whatever, who's gonna live to see 30? Who cares about 30? And after, I don't know, laying around for a couple of days and thinking about that kind of statement and thinking, well, maybe I do want to live to see 30. Maybe it isn't such a bad thing to see 30 years old. So I decided to make the common sense diet a little bit there at that point in my life, and I started cutting things back once a week, and weight started coming off me, and I lost about 100 pounds, got back into wrestling shape, started wrestling again. Now my life was fitness related, 100% all in, everything fitness. And I lost everything. I was ripped up. I could do 80 push-ups in a minute. I could do 20, 30, 25-ish pull-ups in a row. I was as physically fit as anyone I knew. I took personal training courses. I had everything in my life was 100% revolved around coaching, fitness, all the good lifestyle stuff, all the good lifestyle choices. And I hurt my knee. And I didn't change my eating habits, which is something I think a lot of people out there, happens to a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure some of my viewers at home, you're a high school athlete, you're in great shape, you're eating thousands of calories a day, and then boom, something happens. And now you can't be an athlete. Maybe you go to college, maybe you're studying more, whatever the case is, your activity level just drops, and then you, start piling on the weight. And that's basically what happened to me. And over the course of not being able to exercise and do all that, the weight shot right on back up. And when I had my oldest son, Lex, I ballooned up to 310 pounds. And at that point, I said, uh-oh, I got to do something. I want to see this kid grow up. So I cut out all fast food, and I started going to the gym every morning, and I was walking an hour, hour and a half on as high incline as I could, as much as I could walk with the bad knee. And I was sweating, and I'd drop him off at daycare and pick him up every day to tell him I'm burning the fat. And I remember when he was a little guy, he used to always say, Dad, you going to burn the fat? Let's go to burn the fat. You know, hilarious little guy. But I lost 80 pounds. And I was doing good, but then my knees started bothering me again, and I couldn't really walk as much, and I was in an issue, and I didn't really know what to do, and I never really changed my eating habits. So I don't know, over the course of time again, it starts to creep. And then this time came around when I discovered intermittent fasting, and how before I was trying to change things, but I wasn't changing my lifestyle. And intermittent fasting gave me that, and this time I've lost it. And this time I will never go back, because I understand eating. My cravings are different. My food intake is different. How much I eat in a sitting is different. Everything changed with intermittent fasting. And so it is the third time really in my life that I've lost weight. Maybe the fourth, I guess, if you count when I was a little kid. But this one is the one that will stick. And every day I'm adding more physical activity to it. I'm getting back into the fitness industry. You know, had a great sit-down meeting with a fitness guy here, and a lot of that will be coming to the channel. I hope you guys are excited. He and I are going to be collaborating and doing some good stuff. And it's just growing again. I'm back on the wrestling mat, rolling around with the kids a little bit. I'm going to be lifting weights, as I've told you guys before, starting in March. We're going to do the 6-week challenge and try to get some muscles back on this guy. So, you know, I'm excited about what the future holds, and I'm excited to spread the word that fitness is there, even when you're hurt, even when you're down. We all have gone yo-yoed up and down, but I think the beautiful thing about intermittent fasting is it's going to keep your metabolism, it's going to keep your muscles, it's going to keep your energy levels through the ceiling, and whenever you have all of those things kind of in line working with each other, it's a life-changing experience. So anyone that's out there that doesn't already know, I will link down at the bottom what the different intermittent fasting protocols are. You guys can click on that video, check it out, learn some stuff about intermittent fasting. If you stuck it out to the end of this video, thank you so much. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. And guys, let's comment down below. And what I would love to know is, have you ever yo-yo dieted? Has your weight gone up and down? And if so, where are you at in your journey, and why do you think this time's going to be different? Because the one thing I'm going to tell you, the one thing I'm 100% sold on, is if you can't do what you're doing now for the rest of your life, it's not going to work. And that's a message that I will preach on this channel till the end of time, is it has to be a lifetime commitment. And if you're doing that lifetime commitment, I want to know how many times it took you to figure that out down below. Thank you guys again. I appreciate your support. I will see you on the next time. Peace.